guys, welcome back. We are doing the next 7 days for Capricorn. Alright, Capricorn, let's see what you need to know for the next 7 days. I just became very melancholy in your energy. It's almost like a nobody loves me, everybody missed my birthday kind of feeling. It's obviously not Capricorn season, but that's what I'm getting. Stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself very focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. Let me get one more. Pure intention. The fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. Okay. Solitude. I feel like the universe right now is keeping you alone for a reason. The universe is trying to help you right now to manifest exactly what it is that you want and or need, but it needs to come out of a place of when it said good for all, I don't think they necessarily are asking you like to manifest world peace, which if you want you can, but I feel like it's asking when you see other people and trust me, I understand this feeling when everything's going wrong and things are being realigned and it just feels like you can't win for losing, right? I might have said that backwards, I'm not sure. And you see other people winning and being able to get, you know, certain things or whatever, getting assistance or whatever it is that they're getting, right? And I don't feel like you necessarily get jealous of the person, but there's almost a sense of like, why not me, or why am I going through this, or why doesn't anything move for me? The universe is asking you right now to take some solitude and to try to clear up that energy, because that energy I feel like is actually a childhood trauma. You might have grown up in poverty, you might have had parents that weren't giving financially, maybe they had and they just didn't really ever share the wealth. So for example, my father likes to say that we were rich and we had money and we had this and they had that. I don't remember any of that. I remember being very poor. I remember we didn't get allowances, obviously, but I do remember that he would always go to Vegas and gamble, but we didn't go on vacations and we didn't do things like that. So it even could be that you were in a situation where there was money, but that was never shown, right? You didn't grow up in that kind of environment. So I feel like you guys are trying to manifest something, but you're trying to manifest something with still some kind of a log in your eye, basically like trauma or some kind of this isn't going to happen for me, I don't believe this. And I know when people say that, they say, oh, the universe is going to stop. I don't believe that the universe stops. I do believe that you slow it down though. And then you have mixed energies, because you have, you know, moments where you're like, okay, I believe, and then moments where you're down and out and talking the way you shouldn't be talking. And it almost like, it slows down the energy quite a bit. And it can even be confusing, right? Because what you're doing is you're manifesting, and it's an energy, right? You're calling in let's say finances, but money is an energy. So when you go into that lower energy, you can't be calling in both energies. You're in one or the other, right? So it's almost like one step forward, two steps back. There needs to be a full faith given to what it is that you believe in, even if it's not full faith in divine, which I believe that is important, but a full faith that you deserve what it is you deserve. You've worked hard and things are going to get better, and also you deserve to be treated better than what you're being treated, right? Okay. I was working today, so my table is, I was working on my manifestation oils, which I just finished today because I'm actually going to do one ritual tonight or tomorrow, and I just finished them, so my table is super crowded. I have stuff everywhere. And then I have these, so I make these cold brews, and then I use like dairy-free creamer, and then I also bake, so I have a bunch of like molds, and I have a mold of like a bear, so I wanted to try something really cute. So I froze my creamer, and then when I made the coffee, I put in the little bear. That it turned out really cute, but I think that when you freeze it, because you know, ice has water in it, it made it chunky. So I know it wasn't bad, but it made it chunky, and I was like, I did not. It was cute for like 2 seconds because it didn't even stay up. It like went in, and so I was like, this sucks. It was a good idea. It just didn't. It didn't go the way I had hoped. Yeah, it's a great idea, but maybe things are not just going the way you hoped, but it's because you're in the wrong frequency. All right, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, coming back to shish kebab. This is too many. Coming back to something you felt like wasn't given to you. Releasing all those thoughts of holding on to things that you didn't want to let go of. Maybe they gave it to me, and I just, you know, trauma response, and when we're young, you don't realize how addicting playing the victim becomes. It becomes very addicting. It becomes, and this is why people get into toxic relationships, because they're like, that turmoil, that feeling, everything that you went through, it's almost like an addiction that needs to be broken. So I feel like this week you guys are going to walk away. No, I'm sorry. You're going to be coming back to something that in the past didn't give to you, but it's because you were in the wrong frequency. I feel like you guys are going to be seeing the truth about how the way you've been thinking and the way you've been seeing the world and the way that you've been worrying about things that you shouldn't even be worrying about. Yeah, with the High Priestess. Oh shit, there's another card under here. Yeah, look, with the High Priestess and the Ten of Swords. You're seeing the truth, or you might even, I am getting that you guys might be getting a reading. It could be this reading, it could be another reading, or you might be reading for yourselves. But you're seeing the truth about the Ten of Swords, how it really is over, right? And this person in this card right here, he's trying to reach out for his broom. And whenever I think of a broom, I think of Harry Potter and flying, right? So he's trying to get himself up and, you know, get back up on his magical horse. But he's having a hard time trying to do it while he's carrying all these swords. Yeah, look, even with the Five of Wands, I feel like there was a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of people that, unfortunately, when we're having to break an early cycle, we have to go through it until we understand and realize that what you went through, for the most part at the beginning, wasn't about you. But when you go through that trauma when you're young, it actually becomes part of who you are. It becomes part of your DNA, and you don't know any better because you were raised that way. You don't know any better. You don't know that you're not supposed to be treated a certain way. It feels wrong, and you're like, I'm not sure if this was okay or if it was not. I'm not sure if this was too far. Should I go now? I feel like you're starting to learn who you are and what you think respect and isn't respect. And you're starting to draw lines and draw boundaries. And you're starting to say, you know what? This person did the most and they're no longer in my life. Yes, I'm going to forgive them and let it go. I heard somebody didn't like the word forgive. Listen, you don't have to forgive. The truth is that Carl Jung says that we don't actually forgive. We just let it go. We let go of the anger. We let go of the resentment. And honestly, I feel like it's a lot of a resentment for yourself, for the part that you played. Like, how could I be so stupid going back to that? And how could I allow such a POS to come in and blah, blah, blah? And how could I have let that person borrow money knowing, listen, you weren't stupid. You were trying to be a good person because you think that other people are good people or they're like you. The truth is that a lot of people are not. I'm not gonna say the majority isn't, but a lot of people are not like you, and they've held on to their pain, and they will use people and hurt people. And there's a saying that everybody uses, and it's hurt people hurt people. I agree with that. Hurt people that are unhealed, that don't know any better, do hurt people. But there are people that know they're hurting people and they do that shit on purpose. And that is not a saying I would say. I would say that's a piece of shit and they deserve whatever the fuck they're getting to them. Okay, there's a difference. Alright? I was toxic. I was la toxica at one point in my first marriage. He wasn't a saint. He had a wandering eye. And I would react negatively because when I saw my parents growing up, it was very toxic. In fact, to this day, it's toxic. And they're still together. I had to learn on my own what was toxic and what wasn't toxic and what was actually being treated like shit and what I was actually taking personally, right? Critical thinking, self-awareness, all of that stuff, having to learn that stuff. You can't, there's so many things even in the 3D that we don't learn, nonetheless in the 5D, especially when you have a family that, let's say there's a lineage where there's just like trauma, there's generational curses, you know. So these swords need to be moved. I am seeing that you're going to see there is like I said, there's either a tarot reading, something's gonna help you to be able to realize that all that shit you're carrying, like, oh, nothing I do goes right. Maybe not. Maybe nothing you do goes right. But maybe just keep doing it, and when it's the right time, it's gonna happen for you. You have to stay in the same frequency. If not, you're not pulling in what you're meant to pull in. You're gonna pull in the things that you don't want to. No, if you complain about problems, you're just gonna have more problems. Let's get one more. I did hear you need to defend yourself. You need to defend yourself. It doesn't matter who they are, what you're dealing with. I heard defend yourself. Let's get one more for Capricorn the next 7 days. You're wanting to come back to something that you've let go, you had released, but you're using your intuition and you're seeing that either this is something that had actually hurt you, or this is something that you're trying to manifest, but you're holding on to pain that was caused. And not just in one situation. I'm getting like lifetime. With the Hermit in reverse, yeah, you're going to be coming out, and I just heard, I'm coming out. I want the world to know. You got the Sun in reverse, but I won't take that because it's in reverse. Alright, let's start to clarify. Yeah, you're removing those swords, and as soon as you remove those swords, you're able to move, you're able to do things, you have the energy. I feel like you guys have been extra tired, you guys have been more than usual. Like, it just seems like it just seems like no matter how much you rest, you can't get, you know. Look, you got successfully overcoming a problem. With the Four of Pentacles, yeah, recognition, reward for merit. Yes, yes, yes. What you need is coming in, but it's because you're releasing those negative thoughts or ideas that, you know, puts you into a place of attracting negativity. That's really what it is. Yeah, recognition and reward for merit. Let's clarify the High Priestess. Holy crap. That flew all the way in there. See, danger, especially in money matters. And I feel like it's because I'm not seeing it yet, but there might be something coming back in from the past. Maybe one of these swords that's going to try to... Let's just wait. Let's just see if it comes out. Yeah, trouble, accusations. Yeah. This is somebody that's coming in just to start shit. And it's because, you know, they realize that you're pulling the swords out one by one and they want to see if they can push that dagger in you more. No. 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 No, Capricorns. You guys got this. You know what you deserve and what you no longer deserve. Yeah, with financial pincher, this is going to help you come out of hermit mode. You've been in hermit mode too long. And when hermit mode, you can think of it as in physically as well, like going in, but also like your energy and like, it's almost like when you're in a butterfly cocoon. You're in the cocoon, right? At that point, you're really just like changing. You're transforming. You're not really manifesting. You're changing, right? You're not manifesting from that, so you have to come out with your emotions, with who you are, starting to get that energy back so that you can start manifesting, because there can be a financial pinch. I feel like you guys are in a financial pinch, but it's because you guys still haven't pulled those swords out of your back, and you're not understanding that you can't manifest with that in your back. And you also can't manifest while you're in a cocoon stage, right? You have to come out and show your beautiful colors and start living. And that doesn't mean you have to be going out or start to do this and start. It means start taking care of yourself. Wake up every morning with intention. Set up a routine. Wake up and okay, I'm not singing that song, but wake up. So lately what I've been doing is I wake up, brush my teeth, I either take a bath or I take a shower, depending, you know, on wash hair day. And then I do after that I do face ice bath, and then I do my face routine, you know, and then I change. And then usually when I'm doing this every day, I get, you know, I start doing this, and then I'll do things around the house. If I have other things to do, I do them in the morning just because I can't stand this heat. And then I come home and do these. Like today I had to go run errands, so that's why this will be posted later. But have a routine, right? Say, okay, for an hour I'm going to clean the house, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Try not to overwhelm yourself. I would also get in some exercise, even if it's just dancing for 5 minutes in your living room, right? Yeah, wish will not be granted. There's something here that you thought was a wish fulfillment, but it's not. It wasn't. And I think you guys can see that now. And that's going to bring you happiness in the next 7 days. Anything else for the next 7 days? You will be shown the way. Yeah. You will be shown the way. A couple more. A journey, either physical or mental. And a successful outcome to your problem. Yeah. Yep. You just need to make sure that you take out these swords. These swords are what's making you tired. It's like you're getting up. Imagine having 10 swords in your back and you're trying to get up in the morning. You're exhausted. You're exhausted. Even going throughout your day. I feel like compared to, let's say, a year ago, what you would do in a normal day, your normal routine, now feels like double when it's exactly the same. And it's because you're carrying too much. Okay? Alright, let's get you a love letter from the universe. I got oil all over that. Guidance for Capricorns, my BFFs. I love Capricorns. One of my best friends is a Capricorn. And I have Capricorn South Node, so it's weird how we're so much alike. I think Capricorns are to money and work like Cancers are to love and relationships. That's just what I think. Dearest you, there is only one you. Sorry if you can hear my cat, he's being annoying. And you have a unique path and a special purpose. You're supposed to have specific experiences in this world and meet certain people, but then it is up to you how you live. How awake you choose to be and how willing you are to grow and strip away what's false. Don't compare yourself to others. It's easy to think a person is happier just because their outside looks good according to society's standards, but you can't know anyone's internal experience. Compare yourself only to your past self. See how far you've come. Don't be distracted by what others are doing or accomplishing. Stay focused on what what inspires you. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like such a feeling of gratefulness, and it's making me want to cry. This is the feeling you should have, like a feeling of gratefulness. This is you guys. I feel like you guys need to get into this feeling and continue to manifest from this feeling, but it's making me feel like I need to purge. Oh my god, it's coming on strong. That's how you get successful and find happiness. Want what you have now, not what someone else has. We love you immensely and know that your journey. Okay, I'm gonna get out of your energy. Ahead is sparkling with miracles and wondrous things. Trust. Loving you forever and ever. Oh, Capricorns. I love this. I love this for you guys. I love this so much. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys soon.